we have our friend Toxity who's now joined us. Tox, you want to talk about stuff you do on your channel? I've already said you do comic reviews. Just wondering if you want to talk a little bit about your channel, introduce yourself to everybody here.
For the most part, my channel is self-explanatory, but first of all, okay, my name is Toxity. Hey, everybody. Nice to meet y'all. Just started comic books because of Dark Adventure C86, of course, was my biggest influence.
Thank you.
Huge fanatic of Image and Spawn, so that's kind of where my stuff relies on, and I'm just your average comic book reviewer, really. That's all I gotta say.
That's cool. That's great. Hopefully you'll be a big part of the BBZ Cast. Hopefully, depending on if we can get a good time in for him to be on, we'll see what we can do as time progresses. We're going to have to come to some type of a thing with timing. But we actually pushed to make sure that he actually be on, so I'm glad. We mentioned in the first part we were hoping you'd pop on during the middle, which you actually did. You came on at the right time. You only missed, like, I believe, 2 parts, if I add time up correctly.
Yeah.
You actually came in on the second part, so it's perfect. You came in dead center. So, how about, you know, we talked about my channel. Forget my channel for now. Mel, Tox, you both are reading comic books. You both are in. You guys are knowing what's going on with DC Comics New 52. I finally have 2 comic reviewers on the cast. What is what's your guys' take on the New 52?
Ladies first.
Alright, I'll go first. Thank you. First things first, I want to say that, yes, it's true, I still haven't read a freaking DC comic from the DC reboot, but what I heard, as far as I heard, it's been pretty good. A little different because they have the whole, you know, I mean, they really done extreme. They've done stuff I'm kind of surprised they would do, you know, with Superman, with the whole sexual things with the females that I don't want to get into, but the good thing is they have gotten more comic book readers, which is a definite plus for everybody around here. So I'm happy about that, but I hope they don't keep on, like, you know, keep on selling out, because I really want to try to get issues and I can't. It's just hard, and then Midtown sold out most of the time, and then my comic shop doesn't have it, so yeah.
Well, the good news with that, Mel, is that DC Comics announced that with the number 2s of all their comics, they're selling second printings of all their books. So, for example, next week when Action Comics number 2 comes out, they'll have the reprint of Action Comics number 1, and so on.
That's good for me.
I'm sorry?
That's good for me.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure there'll be 3rd and 4th printings as well if the second printings sell out. So you won't have to worry. I'm sure there'll be multiple printings of each book, so you'll be able to keep up.
Yay.
So overall, what's your take? You think it's good, the reboot so far, or you're on the fence about it?
I think it's okay. It's got its good and its bad. I mean, this could be a good opportunity, but I just really hate how they keep selling out their books, because if this is going to go on forever, I'm going to be screwed. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay. Tox, what's your take on it?
New 52. Oh, after seeing so many reviewers and then reading so much up on it, for certain heroes, this was somewhat of a blessing. For most, it's not so much. It's, for a lot of the heroines, including that little sexual thing that, well, kind of happened with Starfire especially, that's a really huge kick in the nuts. But for all the Starfire fans out there, I apologize, but they just dumbed her down. Emma Frost officially has a new slutty sister, and that's Starfire.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Catwoman, though, that was fine. Leave her alone. That thing in Batman was to be expected. It was long overdue.
Yeah, I agree. It's not something bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. For heroes such as Nightwing, Animal Man, Swamp Thing. Was Swamp Thing in the relaunch?
Yes.
He was. Okay. Hey, perfect jump on points. Highly recommended, especially from what I've been reading up on. It's amazing. It's amazing for some heroes. For certain few, such as Superman and whatnot, it's not so much.
Mr. Terrific.
Don't even
sing.
Just a quick question. Right, just a quick question. What happened between Catwoman and Batman unless it's like
Sex.
a
Sex.
Oh my.
That's a little too far in my opinion, but I can't say I didn't expect it. They always had this little cat and mouse. Kind of
Exactly. Now, Mike, you've been. I'm not even going to give my opinion yet. Tox, by the way. So before I go on to Mike, what would you say? Are you? Is the new DC Comics good, bad, or are you on the fence about it completely, like in a whole?
For certain heroes that I like that caught my interest, especially with Supergirl, I'm actually more interested in Supergirl now than what I was before. So it's kind of half and half. You got your good, you got your bad. So it's mixed. Either way, though, Marvel it's a definite. Marvel is gonna capitalize on DC's mistake.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to get into Marvel after we finish DC. I have a few things about Marvel that I'm gonna throw past you and Mel. So we'll save Marvel right now. So you say it's got its good, it's got its bad. So you're in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Dead on the fence.
Okay. So Mike, before I give my opinion, Joe has a book, by the way, guys, but he hasn't read it yet. When he does, he'll be able to comment on next week's podcast. Yes. So Mike, go ahead.
Alright, New 52 of DC Comics. Well,
you can only talk about the ones you reviewed, though. You really can't talk about ones
well,
that you
look,
didn't
I
do.
could say from seeing with my brother and some of them and doing his comic book reviews, whether behind or in front of the camera, there are some on and off points. I'm really not too crazy about the whole thing about having sex in comic
You're
books.
not used to that. You're a 90s boy.
I know, because I've grown up with Spider-Man. But I would have to say, though, between doing the reviews of Hawk and Dove, Green Arrow, and other comics that I've reviewed, they're good, but I'm telling you right now, though, I know I've said this before, I really hope that they don't lower the superheroes by killing them rather than bringing them to justice, because I swear, and quote me on this, that if I shall see one superhero killing, I mean even Batman, because I started.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in killing either.
Yeah. But if I see like it going too far, or if the story doesn't really interest me anymore, then I'm going to have to drop it. Because mainly when I read comic books now, what I look into is really, like, artwork could be looked over sometimes, but it's really the whole point of the story and how it's going to be, and there are many others that I've read in the past, but
in whole,
I was
good, bad, or in between, or on the fence.
So far, there are some comics I'm keeping on the fence, but I could give them a chance. But I'm telling you right now, if it goes downhill, then I'm gonna have to say no.
All right, my opinion. I can keep this short and sweet. Being a DC comic fan for my entire life, I literally only knew DC for years, from the year 1998 through I'd like to say the year 2002, maybe no 2004. Let's be fair. So I never really read Marvel. My comic collecting pertained only to DC Comics. So that's a long time. And I've read mostly Superman. I got into JLA for a bit. I delved into a few other comics here and there where Superman guest starred in. And so this relaunch was something that hits very close to home, even though I now collect Marvel also. Most of the 52 comics I've read, cause a lot of people are talking, every week there's something new. Last week it was the sex, the week before that was the complete, it was just a complete newness, the way certain characters were written that were boring. The week before that was just the beginning of the new 52. This week I'm positive by Sunday there'll be something someone finds in the last week and week 4's worth of the new 52, the last rung of comics coming out, and it'll cause more controversy. And you know what? That's great, because as Joe and I always say, controversy equals cash. So the more people talk about it in comic news and everything else, the more people are going to be interested and go, oh really, so they're talking about this, so I want to see. Now, other than that, only one book out of the 52 that I bought, I'm definitely not coming back for an issue number 2, and that's Stormwatch. Other than that, I've been enjoying everything I've been reading except Superman, but like I said in my review, 99, it's not completely DC Comics' fault. The Siegel family is suing, and so is the Schuster family, for certain rights of Superman. And the way things are looking now, after this suit is over, if both of them don't come together, we will never see another true Superman tale ever again.
Wow.
As far as in a whole with DC Comics, I'm on the fence because everybody's buying now, and there's a lot of good, don't get me wrong, but there's also an equal amount of bad. And as Mel said, Mr. Terrific was a reject comic he was a reject character from back in the JSA comics, in my opinion. I never liked Mr. Terrific at all. But
Mr. Terrific. I mean, come on now.
exactly. But as Toxicity says, this is also good for other characters like Swamp Thing and Animal Man to get their little boost back into the spotlight. So right now I'm on the fence. I can't say whether it's going to be good or bad. I guess we're just going to have to sit back and just see what's next.